Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have a roll call. We have all board members present. And next is the approval of the consent agenda, which is the minutes of the March 20th regular board meeting. Attached.
I move to approve the minutes as presented.
Support.
It's moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Public comments? Anybody here?
They'll get to talk a lot later.
Yeah, all right. Committee reports, finance.
We met just prior to this meeting, reviewed March financials, the payables and balance sheets, credit cards, all that good stuff. We reviewed the three proposals for the cafeteria upgrades and bring to you the recommendation from the committee for the one we'll be discussing later on. And the news is our consultants were very comfortable with them, with the lowest cost bidder. They've worked with them in the past and been very pleased. And then on the inside, they've done a lot of work at Fruitport in our relationship with business services people. They were very also recommending working with them. So. And then we finished up the meeting talking about the potential bond project update. That's it.
Thanks, Steve. Academic affairs.
Yeah, actually, academic affairs and policy had pretty much the same agenda. And we discussed the quickly upcoming May 2nd tech and security millage renewal and the importance of that to our general fund and continuing to make the building as safe as it can possibly be, and also upgrading over time our technology. We talked about the 2 teacher openings, and things seem to be moving along well with the interview process. Jen's been really busy with that, and we're getting close. Hopefully, maybe potentially by the end of this week, we'll be offering those jobs to our candidates. And then we talked also at length about the potential bond project and the timeline for that. And that's where actually the idea for our walkthrough tonight came from. So we've got reps from OAK and Teller Fixter here today to do that for us.
Great. Thank you, Kurt. All right, next, new business. First, approval of the kitchen storage renovation bids.
Yeah, Steve did a good job of laying that out. I also did get a couple of questions I just wanted to touch on. Probably figured this was a good time, but what is this getting us? You guys have seen the bids, but it's getting us new equipment, new cooler, freezer. Our stuff is pretty dated. We've never been in this situation where we've got money in a fund that we have to use for food service. So not only that, but it's going to give us the opportunity to renovate our kitchen area, to provide us prep areas, which we've never had before, partly because we haven't necessarily needed them before. We're doing things a lot different now. We're getting a lot of fresh fruits, vegetables, and our staff is cutting them, prepping them, and before they're put out for the kids. And then the freezer and a cooler combination will be put in one of the locker rooms that's right off of the cafeteria. Had some questions on that as well. That's going to take up about 1/3 of that space right now, which really isn't being used for much of anything, some storage, and then a few times a year, some teams. Between Jake and Mark, they've come up with some ideas on renovating the space that'll be left from that, like a gang shower in there, and opening it all up and redoing the bathrooms so that it's still a usable team room when Jeff does need it. So that all of those things are happening because of this, and The lunch staff is very excited. One of the things they're doing right now is finding any space they possibly can every day to prep things for the kids. I think that's the area they're most excited about. It's not even the new equipment, but so that kind of is in a nutshell what this gets us. And Steve already hit on all the other points that we're hearing nothing but good reviews from the low bidder.
Yeah, and just to clarify, these funds that are paying for this bid are ESSER space, right?
Yes, because they were,
Yeah.
because they came out during the rest of the ESSER.
Yeah.
They were COVID dollars that the state offset for, so that every kid could eat lunch, breakfast. And so we were able to tap revenue for a couple years that we never had before.
And what happened was it built up our fund balance, and it got to a point where our fund balance was too large, and their
Food service fund, right? Just-
Yeah.
Food service.
Yeah, thank you. And they were more or less mandating we spend it down. And so that's what pushed us this direction of spending some of it.
And we've never been in the situation to get the letter from the state that said, you need to spend some of your food service fund balance. And so this is what's helping us do this without impacting general fund at all.
All right, well, with that said, I move to approve the kitchen and storage renovation bid of the chosen bidder, low bidder, right? Who is
Stafford Smith.
Stafford Smith. Yeah.
Support.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Is this a roll call? Can I see that? Or is that the next one?
Next one's not even really going to be a vote.
Yeah, it's not even-
I think a roll call is good just because.
Yeah, let's do a roll call for this one. I think that's fine. So we'll start with Mrs. Peter.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right. Great. Well, that's going to be exciting to see those improvements.
May I ask when this is gonna take place?
You may.
We are
Right
hoping
away.
as soon as students are out of the way, we're
Month
going to get
after
rolling.
next.
Okay.
I don't see how, but
Yeah, keeping
we
our
want to
fingers
get
crossed. that that's
most of
the
it
case.
done before year end,
Right.
which is the end of June.
Oh, wait,
As
yeah.
much as we can.
All right. Next is the review of the biennial election for the ISD. We're just reviewing it at
And
this
that,
point.
and that is all it is. It's a review and then names will be added at next month for a vote by the board. But for whatever reason, the ISD has to have this on the local school board's meeting the month prior. And it's just that, a review of what's to come. So if everyone looked at it, we fulfilled our duty to this point.
All right. So we do not
I have
need to
not.
approve anything or anything
Nope.
else?
Not yet, next meeting.
All right. So are there any questions? And we get some names and stuff?
We will.
Have you heard of any names? Are they pushing anybody?
There is one person.
Well, they have till May 8th to actually
Submit their
submit
candidacy.
to be, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who is running yet.
Who is leaving? Do you know that?
Is
one of them locked
Kevin Donovan
Kevin Donovan.
is stepping down, and then there's one that's running again. I think it's
Suits.
Lee Suits, yeah, is running again, and Kevin is stepping down.
All right. Next is the approval of the superintendent evaluation. We met at the last meeting, March 20, afterwards, and did our annual review of the superintendent. And after that, a week or so after that, Kurt and I met and went over that review and had a good discussion on the review and plans for the upcoming year. Areas of that we believe we were doing really well with, and then areas that, as always, we think we can keep looking for improvements and so forth. So that was all good. I have a letter that sort of summarizes that. Does anybody want, before I read the letter, does anybody else have any comments that they want to make regarding the evaluation process?
I guess something I would add is in our discussions, we kept coming back to what a great support team he has. With new principals, last year, Johnny did a good job. And the accounting, like it felt very buttoned up this year as far as that goes.
No loose ends.
Okay, any others? Okay, I will go ahead and then read our letter to Dr. Babcock with our review for the public record. To Kurt Babcock, RE Superintendent Evaluation dated April 24, 2023. The North Muskegon Board of Education conducted its annual evaluation of you as the superintendent of North Muskegon Public Schools. The board reviews your performance in the following categories: relationships with the board, community relations, superintendent-staff relationships, business and finance, personal and job performance qualities, and student performance. Your performance as superintendent met or exceeded the board's expectations in all areas. After 3 of the most unusual school years, 2023 felt a little more normal. Of course, you did not have the desire or opportunity to relax and enjoy the status quo. Instead, the district continued and was able to increase its focus on providing a superior educational experience for our students. You faced the challenge of integrating 2 new principals into the district at the same time and succeeded beyond expectations. You, the administrators and teachers, continually encouraged the development of creative new ideas to make the learning experience more enriching and responsive for the modern world. On the more behind-the-scenes front of school finances, you and your team have navigated the complicated state and federal requirements in a manner that leaves the district in a solid position and the board comfortable that all is being done properly. On behalf of the entire North Muskegon school community, we thank you and your team for all your efforts this past year. However, as you know, there is always room for improvement. We ask that you continue encouraging creative solutions to the challenge of providing the best education possible to all North Muskegon students. The board is extremely pleased with your performance and is confident that with your leadership, we will continue to set and reach higher goals. Sincerely, the North Muskegon Board of Education. So, and just as a side, we spent a lot of time in the evaluation process, but it's actually it's good. It gives us time to reflect, and we think that you've done an excellent job leading an excellent team. And so I think I speak for everybody on the board that we're glad to be a part of it and part of the whole team. So thanks for all that.
Thank you. Lisa kind of stole a little bit of my thunder that I was going to pass along. I'm still going to. I appreciate this process also, Will. You just said that, but whenever Will and I meet after you guys are done, it always is very apparent to me, again, how much you guys care, how much you know, and that you want the best for this district. Everything, the ideas of improvements and other things are, the word team is what comes to mind, and the board is part of the team. This crew over here, we're so fortunate, and for 2 new people to be running our buildings, we never skipped a beat. It's fun, and I appreciate all the comments in there, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate these guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would motion to approve the superintendent evaluation as you have presented.
Support? Oh, sorry.
Okay.
See who Christy gets down there.
We'll all be watching for the minutes.
She has fun over there picking. All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Will, I had a suggestion. Maybe we might want to do, since we're live streaming, do the board.
That's what I was
saying
gonna
that board
say.
comments, and then we'll do the tour, and we can adjourn from the locker room.
I already got that adjusted on my agenda here.
Okay.
Why don't we go ahead and do that?
Then I
So-
should have just kept it.
Yep, no, that's it. Thank you. Carolyn, we'll start.
Okay, well, I just want to
say a heartfelt thank you to Kurt and all the team for what seems to have been a really smooth year. It's been great, and I can't believe we're here. Sorry. Can't believe we're here already. We were walking into in the school today, and the kids have voted who's got the best whatever category. It's some really unique categories up there, and they've got their open house parties up on the list already. And I don't know, it's just been a really fast year. So thank you guys.
Yeah, I don't have a whole heck of a lot to add. Yeah, I'm looking forward to graduation, and our spring sports have been doing really well. So I'm looking forward to more of that.
I'm looking forward to Lisa's speech at graduation.
It's only a banger, I'm just gonna let you know.
No pressure.
So I echo what everybody's been saying about the team. I also want to throw out there that Teacher Appreciation Week is coming up next. Is it next week? Next week. So I want to extend my thanks to the whole staff. I also want to give a little shout out to Norse Education Foundation. We have Excellence in Education tributes available. We're doing things a little bit different this year as the foundation is evolving after the large grant gift that we received this year. So this year, all of the teachers and staff members, coaches, whoever who receive a tribute, those dollars are going to be passed through to those teachers to use in their programming, their classrooms, their sports teams. Even bus drivers and the office staff, everybody has out-of-pocket expenses things that they do above and beyond for our kids. And the Education Foundation wants to support that with those dollars that we're getting from families. So that's a big change. So if it comes up in conversation, yes, that is what we're doing. And we're hoping that families take advantage of that. And, it's going to not just trickle down to our kids this year, it's going to directly impact them because it's going straight into the classrooms and other support areas in the school. So spread that word, and there's going to be more information about NEF coming as this process where we're kind of reevaluating our not goals, but how we do business now that things are a little bit different. So we'll keep bringing you updates on that. And we are having the party on August, August 1st at the I want to say yacht club, at the yacht club. So very similar to last year. So please put that on your calendar. And yes, the board retreat is the next morning. So we know that
At the
at
Same-
the yacht
same
club.
spot,
And so
yeah.
we know that you're all going to be in town. So
Are any boats going to be available?
Yeah.
Yeah. Might never leave.
Good at camping and awkward.
Right.
Thanks, Mary. Yeah, real quick, first of all, looking forward to the improvements. So this is an exciting part of being on the board, looking now at money to be spent to improve our awesome facilities. So as we start down the road with the bond and then with the kicking in the kitchen and high gear in a month, that's awesome. And well done, Kurt. So it was fun to do your evaluation. So I think we come to the session
It's
kind
the
of
most
like,
exciting evening that you guys
yes,
have.
I know. It's like, don't put my dinner in the oven, I'll be home. But no, that's great. So that's all I got.
Great, thanks. I don't think I have anything more to add than was in the letter, other than looking forward to the end of the year. Some good weather and outdoor activities. It's always good to see the hustle and bustle around the school once spring starts. So looking forward to that.
I wanted to address the super evaluation. I do have to say it was a good meeting, and I thank my fellow board members for. I do remember not so many years ago, it used to be a very, very painful meeting, and I dread it. But I've come to enjoy them, and I think they're very productive, and certainly appreciate having Kurt, you, and your direct staff, and certainly as Mary pointed out, or somebody pointed out, the entire teaching staff. It all comes together to make Kurt look pretty good. So, and the other thing, I can't believe nobody commented yet. I got a lucky invite from my daughter late last week. Her fiance didn't want to go to Pops. So I got to go to Pops with my daughter, and it was tremendous show. So those of you who went, I'm sure you enjoyed yourselves. And those who didn't, I haven't been to a Pop since my daughters were done performing. And so it's probably been 4 or 5 years. And boy, that's a hell of a show she puts on. So if you didn't go, go next year.
I echo that. I will really agree. The program was outstanding. I was 4 rows back on the inside, and I was right there, like they could have touched me. It was just good vibes, and the kids do such a wonderful job, and I think it really helps their self-esteem, like it does their people too. So thank you.
Yes, Pops was amazing. The only thing I'm going to add with Pops is how proud we all have to be when it's a true depiction of North Muskegon. The inclusion, all of the kids, different grade, different ages and backgrounds, and coming together on that awesome stage that the district supports and rents out for that week so that our kids can perform on for although it's amazing. So that, and then a very, very important thing, May 2nd, next Tuesday, please vote. The millage is a renewal millage, does not change tax levels, and the dollars are secured for tech and security, or earmarked for tech and security only, just like they have been for the last 10 years. So please remember to vote.
And we've done that.
If you haven't already, absentee.
Okay, so we're going to sort of end the streaming part, but the meeting is still in session, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
I think we've got
Couple of familiar faces, I think, to
Yeah.
everybody. Kevin and what's your name there?